Testing my audio. Yeah. Got 5 people already. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I'm actually on time for tonight, so expect heavy thunderstorms in your area soon. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button. I hope everybody's got their cash on the side ready. Tomorrow's payday, and I'm waiting for this Solana crash that everybody keeps talking about. As if everything hasn't crashed enough already. Why not a little more? So I want. Sometimes I wonder if there's like a contest to see who can be the stupidest on Twitter, Thread, whatever the hell this is. Solana is dead forever. Listen, I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna agree with this, but it ain't gonna break my heart to see an $8 or $13 Solana again, so I can just back my truck up and load up some more of it. You know, I don't see that happening, but they got some people straight panicking about this. So March 1st, which technically, you know, I don't know what time frame they're talking about, but late Friday night, early Saturday morning, they got that FTX unlocks 11.2 million Solana. Listen, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but we heard before that Solana is over with, and it dropped to $8 or $10, and I kept saying that I don't care because all these projects are still on it, and I loaded up $8 to $10, $12, $13. I don't see it getting to that. I see it kind of leveled off. Let's see. $136. It was down to $130 the other night. I bought some Tuesday night. Had to be about 1:30. It's about 9 o'clock, so it had to be about $139. You know, that's the thing is you want to accumulate more of it. You bought some at 9, 10, 11, 12, $13, all up in there until it was like $20. I wish I would have kept going. So you're buying more to accumulate more, but you're really also bringing up your average price of what you purchased to that. That's the stickler that hurts. But Grumpy, good evening, everybody. Half in the bag already. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, a lot of panic in the streets. You know, I was watching a video earlier today about fear and greed. And it seems this is supposed to be like the lowest it has been since the FTX crash. And I watched it. Like I said, I watched Tyler earlier. If y'all hear me talk about Tyler, he showed how, like, look, yesterday was a 10 for extreme fear. How, like, every time you hit this rock bottom of this fear, the catapult, it kind of goes up after. But it ain't no secret. We can try to sugarcoat it all we want. Alts have been hurting bad. But if y'all watched my video the night, I mentioned, again, I think it was Tyler said it, you know, everybody in Trump's cabinet, or at least his upper cabinet, upper administration, all owns crypto now. They're all Bitcoin owners. His kids own it. He ain't going to let it crash. He's not going to let it crash. That's why I'm not panicking. That's kind of the little faith I'm holding on to. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I just don't see him. I don't see him letting this crash. You know, however way you feel about the tariffs, whether or not the tariffs are causing this, or the potential dump from FTX and all that stuff, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What else is going on? What other news? So, one other news we had, and I don't know, and you know, 619 Oda is also in this with us, but I'm very surprised that this announcement, for those of y'all who are in Wingbits, there's not more hype around it. I don't know what it is. Maybe people are just paying attention right now because of all geosigner stuff and tokenomics for people who are already in it. But you know, Wingbits announced this during the AMA. If y'all caught my video about the AMA, but we mentioned it in the monthly stage. Work is complete, and shipping of HiFix will be next week. First batch being built is 2,000 units. While not an exact cutoff, these sold out around the middle of December. Any orders after that will be in a second 2,000 unit batch. We anticipate these to begin shipping around the mid to end of April. Now, it's been no secret. A lot of people have brought up the fact that some of these websites now are saying, you know, devices are shipping in May, and people started getting kind of upset, losing their mind about the fact that, wait a minute, y'all said these are being shipped in March. Now it says May. It's May. At least some of these websites are saying May for the people who are placing orders now. And if this is right, and it's April, that's only like 8 weeks away. That's less time than what we've been waiting for this first batch. So I got one coming. I know a lot of y'all are in anticipation, but I know some of y'all are, I don't want to say the word scared, but y'all are worried about what's going to happen to y'all's tokenomics and y'all's rewards, because, hey, even me, you know, I got some reserved hexes around me. You can do all the videos you want, and Wingbits can say all they want about people needing to check their area before they go and try to claim a hex and buy a station or whatever like that. They clearly aren't doing it, or they don't know what they're looking at. My thought is that they're just looking at the area to see that, hey, my hex is open, I can go buy a station. It doesn't matter if they're in the middle of Dallas or the UK or somewhere where they got 20 or 30 units. And those are the people going to be complaining that it takes them so long to ROI when they're making, you know, one wing a day if they're lucky on a $600 or $1,000 device. So if you order directly through the HiFix website, your order will be shipped out by DHL. You will receive a tracking number by email. These are shipped DDU, which is delivery duty unpaid, meaning that you may be liable for customs clearance and VAT duty fees when they arrive in your country. Well, that's a surprise. First I'm hearing of that one. I'm surprised they don't have more people talking about it in the Discord. If you order from another distributor, you will need to check with them on how they ship and where from in order to determine whether or not you need to pay import fees. I hope those things ship before those Trump tariffs take effect. 25% on that. If you have any further questions about shipping, please contact HiFix or the distributor, I guess the website that you bought it from. And later this week, we'll be pushing live the onboarding process in the dashboard, as well as the setup and onboarding guides for everyone that has one of these units coming. So there it is. I'll sell you a Geosonic for $10,000. I might have a Geosonic left over too. We haven't really talked about it. I haven't really brought it up because I don't want to start FUD and people saying different things. But I have 14 stations and plus my friend's stations also. And I got like 3 and 2 more in my car, 2 more left to sign. And I got like, I even went, even though these are universal, you can put them on whatever one you want until you install it. Then it's married to that unit. Just to keep up with it, I put my names on the thing so I knew which ones I kind of pulled from and which ones I have left. The only station so far that I've had an issue with, and I know y'all gonna find this hard to believe, anybody who's watched my videos, is the #1 crap station that was a complete POS when it was with helium and when it was mining DFly or whatever you want to call it, mining or was a station, and for Wingbits. They always had issues, always seemed to disconnect, even though the internet was working because I could remote into it, but Wingbits would say it's offline, and that's my rock pies. These things have been complete crap. Excuse my French, but that's just being honest. And when I installed those, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months ago, I used the current version of whatever RockPi OS was on their website, which from what I understand, I think was like an old version of Ubuntu, Debian or Buster or something like that. And it's so old, this won't work with it. And you can't update. And I had actually trying to help me out. I got a ticket open on it. And we're having an issue trying to get that old version. Had an old version of Python on and all kinds of stuff. It's old. And it's sad that that's what RockPi told me to do. And my fear is I also have another RockPi running this. And I might have a problem with that Geosonic. So it looks like I'm going to have to go buy 2 little potatoes, or 2 sweet potatoes now, $35 a piece. And then I need a power supply for it because those, well, not the sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes have USB-C. Well, the RockPis don't. The RockPis have 12-volt wall warts. So I'm going to have to get that too if I want to keep them stations online. But all my other stations, I went today and I've been trying to do almost 1 a day. My Sense caps, which are running just regular Pi 4s in them, they've been taking the Geosonics with no problem. My 3 or 4 stations with Bit Harvest Studios, as long as you follow the pinned comments that's in that Wingbit section on their Discord, mine's installed with no problem. So other than that, it's been good to go. Crank's still waiting on release for Geosonic. By the way, it was submitted for Alpha Bill, but not in the branch yet. Paging Axie. I don't know if Axie's here or not. I haven't seen him making any comments yet, but as soon as I say something that's slightly incorrect, I guarantee he'll come out the bushes in the shadows and correct me. For anyone in Canada, if DHL, UPS, FedEx request large duty fees, you can always self-clear items. UPS recently wanted $230 duty fee, $230 duty, whatever. I drove to the airport border agent and only paid $55. So, again, not financial advice, but that's coming from B. So, for those who are in Canada, I don't know about any of the other countries, but there you go. Appreciate that. Crank's still waiting on a release for Geosonic, by the way. It was submitted for Alpha Bill, but not in the branch yet. Somebody asked me about that in one of my previous videos. I didn't want to talk out of turn because and again, I have nothing against them. Nothing against any of those guys or anything like that, but I knew there was one of the third parties. I knew it wasn't Bit Harvest. For some reason, I could have sworn somebody, unless they were just testing it for Crank, it must have been. They told me that their Geosonic was working with Crank, but I guess not. It must be waiting for that release. You got 18 days left. So I'm sure Crank will get it out before then, but it gives you, the stations I have left are all an hour, 2 hours from my house, or I got to send it to my host. Some of them I had shipped straight to my host. But my point is that I have to be able to, I just need time. I got Mardi Gras coming up. Today's Thursday. Work tomorrow, work Saturday for Mardi Gras, Sunday for Mardi Gras. Monday and Tuesday are supposed to be off for Mardi Gras, but I'm working. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, my normal shift. So next weekend looks like I might be putting some geosonars out. So I appreciate that, Jay Styles. 619 OTA says it cost him $200 just to drive to the airport. So Jay Styles says you can install it manually in the Docker for Crank, but it is PITA for those who know what that means. Pain in your rear end. Days I gotta rebuild off grids. 18 days. So you gotta go rebuild complete off grids, or you have to go in, or you have licenses left, or you have to go to make room for them. Why do you have to rebuild your off grids? I've been playing with some LifePo batteries and that kind of stuff like that, but to do some stuff off grid, but I haven't really. I just need time. I need time to mess with all that stuff. So that is the latest update from Wingbits. Shipping fees, patches. They did discuss tokenomics in that. I don't know exactly when that will take effect. They didn't. They said it would be soon, but it's not really taking effect yet. Like actually, I did that video like 2 days ago about the AMA, and I must have I can't remember what I ate for dinner 5 minutes before this live started. At one point I mentioned people were talking about, or I was discussing the Geosonar satellite. Some people, I'm seeing some people make this way harder than what it is, and I've tried telling people, don't make this harder than what it is. The one I've did a video before showing y'all the outdoor box. It's a plastic ABS box or whatever, it's ABS plastic or whatever it is. Used to use fiberglass until that stuff started coming apart after 2 years, and that's not fun. But majority of those, I have put the Geosonar straight inside that box. I even posted a picture at one time, and it's getting 18, 19 satellites. Today, I visited one. Again, I open up the outdoor box, plug the Geosonar in, close but I do make sure that the crown of the Geosonar satellite, the crown is up. I mean, the receiver, stickers down with the Robin points. Crown is up. I close my box. It's watertight, weather tight. And I'm still getting 17, 18, 19 satellites. I mentioned incorrectly during that video I did about all that a couple of nights ago that I thought I actually got like 15 or 16. I think that's the number I said. Satellites when it was in the water. It was only 5 or 6. But it does show you that inside of his house, in the water, submerged in water, it still can get 5 or 6. So my point of all that is what I'm saying is don't keep the KISS method. Keep it simple. When you go and install your Geosonars, just try to maybe give it a clear line of sight inside, especially if it's in your attic or if the station is in your house. You don't have to go. Like I have 3 different hosts right now who have the stations inside the house, their house themselves, and then just the antenna wire they ran outside. And I told them, just take that Geosonar satellite, throw it in the inside of the house, just throw it by the window, and they're getting 17, 18 satellites, 15 satellites. That's all you need. So don't make it harder than what it is. Jay Styles wants to know, this is a really important question in Mardi Gras. Ordering a king cake, which one is the best? If you saw my video on Monday, growing up in New Orleans, the best king cakes are from a place called Manny Randazzo's. The problem with that is everybody knows that he is the best. And when I tried, every year I send one to my buddy in California that does the radio systems out there for Orange County and law enforcement and all that in Beverly Hills and stuff like that. Last I checked, they were completely sold out and not taking more orders. And Mardi Gras is not till Tuesday. So as you can see, this is the Manny Randazzo's website, and you're making my mouth water. There'll be no more no refunds due to weather delays as per shipping policy. Chalmette, Louisiana, great fishing in Chalmette, St. Bernard Parish. So let's see what happens when I go to order now. Sold out. Now again, in-house, if you go and stand in line, there's about an hour-long line waiting around the corner to pick these up. If you want to go and order them, they only make so many per day, but they're about half that price. But my backup to that is, and I've learned a long time ago, do not type websites on live. Is Nana Randazzo. There's a whole family tree, and everybody wanted to split off and do their own thing. And the Nana Randazzo's is kind of where I went to school at, which was Slidell, Louisiana, which is on the North Shore of New Orleans. And about the same price. And they're sold out also. I'm telling you, I'm always late like this, and that one sold out also. So, oh man, it looks like we're both gonna be hunting for where we're gonna get a king cake shipped from. I would say my top 5, maybe 6. But I don't know if he ships or not. This is Coladas. Yeah, you're gonna have to get back to me on that one. You're gonna have to hit me up or something. I'm all fired. I'm all messed up now. So, J-Star did like 15 types. Listen, I do traditional. I'm a traditional person. My wife and my kids like cream cheese. They have a cream cheese one inside. But I'm a traditional person. I can take this icing right. Oh, I'm pointing. I'm not even pointing at the website. Thank you. I can take this white icing that's on top of here and draw a line with it and snort it like it's cocaine. Like, I am completely addicted to king cakes. This is why I cannot lose weight. Some people cannot lose weight during holidays. I can lose weight during holidays. I can't lose weight during Mardi Gras. These things, people bring them at work. I have my people that I buy equipment from and stuff like that will drop these off and send these to us and stuff like that. But they got praline filled, cream cheese. They got some that are strawberry filled and different things. They have a Bavarian cream one. I'm just not about. I'm a traditional kind of person. I don't know. I don't know who else ships king cakes. But I'm just a traditional person with the white icing. So they got people who like these Dufong king cakes. I don't know. Gambino's makes a very good one also. Gambino's is known more for their some of their other baking type things, cakes and stuff like that. Very big family, Joe Gambino from New Orleans, since 1949. But you can see right here all the different kinds of king cakes: cream cheese, praline, strawberry, Bavarian cream. I like Bavarian cream in my king cake. I mean, in my donuts. But chocolate, almond. I saw somebody the other day with an almond wedding cake. I didn't even know these existed. When you get a 2-pack, Joe's not bad. I don't, hit me up on private so I'm not taking up this whole live discussing king cakes and making everybody. First time you've heard of king cakes, man, you must. That's a Mardi Gras thing. King cakes started after what the Catholics, they have All Kings Day. That's when technically Mardi Gras season's supposed to start, which is in January. Represents the 3 kings from the Bible, but that's kind of when the whole Mardi Gras season king cake type thing started, something like that, and last through Mardi Gras. The way these things sell, you wish they would sell them year round. I think they might have a couple of places. They get around it by some places will sell, instead of it being the traditional Mardi Gras colors of the, yellow, green, purple, they might do a pink for Easter, or they'll do a white and red for Valentine's Day, or red and green for Christmas, and they'll kind of get away with it like that. But most people know king cake is a traditional thing, and they'll do it. They are good as hell. But I'm gonna tell you, I've had some bad ones too. I've had some bad ones. Normally, some of the grocery store ones you'll stay away from because they've been shipped through so many handlers and people. By the time you get to them, the icing's messed up and they're hard and different things like that. So, Rover is like, Nadix, cell connection not for me. I need my phone connection for work. Grumpy, ever looked in Rover? I've looked into it. I've had people come on here say that they're doing well with it, and I just something I never really looked into. I kind of questioned whether or not, like, I know they got the one version that you can get that doesn't cost that much, and then they got the other thing. It was the tarantula or whatever the LiDAR thing is that costs a much more. Now, my fear was that if not a lot of people are buying the second part, will it still be successful? So I have not looked into that. But the only other project I'm looking into right now, and I know I said this last Thursday, is Wayru, whatever it's called. And again, I have a TP-Link device that I had, and I got the firmware for Wayru installed, sitting in my other room, and I've never messed with it since then. I have the app downloaded. I just have to go about the whole part of buying the license, and it's hard to kind of find some clear instructions on exact. Like, I know kind of what needs to be done. You have to buy the license, and then you gotta get something else and have so much in your wallet or something like that. Like, I just haven't had time to. I'm so busy right now with all this stuff going on between Wingbits and geosigners and work and Mardi Gras and stuff. I haven't really messed with that. I'm very anxious to see what Silencio does tomorrow. Know that Silencio, I've been pushing out a lot. Well, not tomorrow. I keep thinking tomorrow's the first. Saturday, Silencio has their first round of raffle tickets. I've pushed a lot of y'all on Silencio. If y'all want to get in Silencio and y'all not in it, it's free. Just use my code SJSO395. And I think that it's a different way of kind of doing it. For those who are not Silencio, you take your phone while you're sitting there, while you're sitting at a restaurant or something like that, you turn the Silencio app on and you take some sound readings and stuff like that. And you do it for a couple of days in a row, you get extra points and bonuses for streaks and things like that. Like when I'm working in New Orleans this weekend, I'm going to be running so many apps. I'll do another video like I did for the Super Bowl, but for Mardi Gras, I'll be running because I'll be in my vehicle a lot, going across town and different places. Especially when we get some kind of drone detected or something like that, where I'll have Silencio running when I'm stopped at different places and stuff like that. Especially if I see a venue that has never been venued before. I'll be running 375 Go or 375 AI, whatever you want to call it, and of course I'll be running Chirp KAGE, the hell out of Chirp KAGE. I'll be running the hell out of it. But Silencio, they started something where you're going to they're going to cash in your tokens that you gain throughout this period, and then they're going to, if you have 50,000 tokens or whatever you got, they're going to give you 50,000 raffle tickets, and depending on which group you're in, like I'm in Diamond, which is the maximum, I have my raffle tickets can be worth anywhere from like 1 to 1 million Silencio tokens. So let's see. I have 425,000 raffle tickets. So at one place I saw that every raffle ticket is supposed to be worth at least one. That was the announcement at first, but what I'm told now is there are probably going to be more raffle tickets than tokens available, even though they're releasing something like millions and millions and millions and millions, like 100 million tokens or something like that. I don't know. And I'm trying to find the prices. I'm trying to find the price of Silencio. So what I'm told now is that because there's so many people involved, and it's funny that because you read the Discord and all that stuff, and you think everybody's quitting and everybody's quitting. Everybody ain't quitting. I can't keep my rank up for nothing. I run the hell out this project. But the token's worth 0.00015. So, what I'm curious to see what how many tokens you need to make this thing worthwhile for a month. If you get 400,000 tokens after the raffle tickets at $60, that's $2 a day. We'll see. I think this is good. This part might make or break Silencio, because people who are very upset over the price and not getting a whole lot for the airdrop think that the project's over with, whatever like that. And I keep saying you have no idea what you're going to get because we're doing this stupid, goofy raffle ticket thing. Hey, it's different. I ain't going to knock it too much until they first do it. But if somebody like me with 425,000 of these raffle tickets only gets $5 worth, it's not going to be good. But they're reportedly looking at pin for the device, but it was out of control. All issues have stopped. So going back to Wayro, it says these are the 350 online bring your own devices. Just bought Apocalypse Wayro 120, over 3,000 OEM manufactured, produced. I got Wayro day one, impulse buy, but not super optimistic. I have Wayro Genesis devices. They keep changing the app and device. So as with updates, there's a lot of bugs. Hope it gets better. They're testing TGE. Hey, that's what testnet's about, Multipliers on testnet tokens. I believe there was a 1.25 multiplier for Helium deploy purchased Wayro device. 136 Wayro first day. Killing it. I was maintained by Silencio. I'm okay with the prices and all. Still need a better way to add all the missing venues. I do agree with that, Jay Styles. There are venues that were there before that big update, and even though they show up on the map that there's a venue there. When you click, scan the venue, it's not there. Like I even sent in reports and stuff like that. So many missing venues. Are we talking Wayro? I personally not been a fan of the network providers to announce, but I keep high hopes. Listen, I'm torn on some of these things because I've told y'all before, I started this video and I did an hour's worth of video on it, and my mic was turned off and I was just in the moment spitting facts, as some people would say. about a lot of people in crypto being spoiled, and I think helium, and I showed the facts with helium that in the beginning, I tell everybody a story about how I made $5,000 in just 17 days with helium and ROI on that device. And I show people, I showed how it was. And some projects, because they have those kind of times in the beginning, have we kind of spoiled ourselves that if we're early in a project and we don't get those type of rewards, or we just spoiled that we just bash the project? Because you look at Silencio and some of these other projects that did airdrops. I mean, look, Grass, for me, Grass was good because Grass's airdrop, I had over $1,000 worth of Grass. Some people got hardly anything. Have we spoiled ourselves? And what makes a successful test net? Because even if I say, hey, I got $100 or $200 worth of testnet tokens, you're still going to have somebody out there who got a whole bunch who says, I got screwed. This is screwed. This is a screwed up project. Silencio is a free project. Nadix at first, when they did their airdrop, I did very well. In December, I was doing videos telling everybody get Nadix, because Nadix, I made $150 or something like that in the first month. But that was it. After that, I made crumbs. And now I tell people, be prepared that it might, the way that they do their ranking and pay off those rankings is a stupid system. Silencio, it's a free project. So then you're not losing. You don't have to worry about ROI, but some people say, hey, my time's still worth money. I've always argued that you can't use even though we all like to use this term passive income because it's cool, me having to do Silencio, physically do Silencio on the phone or Nadix when I get in the car or Soarchain, is that technically passive income? Because you technically have to do something. To me, passive income is like helium. I set them things up back in 2021. They've been through 2 hurricanes and they're still out there mining away. To me, that's passive income. An ASIC miner that might be in my garage, heating it for free, sucking all the power. That is passive income. Is me playing with Nadix or Soarchain or some of these other ones, even Wayru, when it becomes actual passive income. Or XNet, you install it, you leave it alone, and every day it's making you something. That's passive income. Is Silencio and all that passive income? What's going to determine? Oh man, something happens. I need one of y'all pretend like y'all my reporter and go tell me what happened live. Because while we were talking, apparently Bitcoin don't like the Grumpy Show. Because we crashed. We went down to 81,000 and came back up. Who knows what happened? HiveMapper was above and beyond payout. I hit HiveMapper is let me turn my camera back on. HiveMapper is one thing that I did talk about. Is same thing with HiveMapper and Demo. And there was another one that you saw these videos come out about all this great income they were making, and a couple of months later, Honeygain, they got people out there still waiting for cameras, the B cameras that were supposed to come to us in October, then November, then December, then January. And then all these fleets are getting HiveMapper cameras. Look at those rewards now. What's happening to them? Demo, I think, I don't want to quote you wrong, but I think Demo, last I checked, it was going to be 444 days to ROI on a $99 Demo device. It's probably longer than that because I've had my device now since December of the year before. So what are we in? We're a year and 8 weeks later, and I have not ROI'd on my device or on my Demo devices. It's just crazy. I was making $15, $30 a month on Nadix most month, but was always top 200. But this month, I've been in the 400, 700s and barely making anything. They must have done new drivers. During hunting season, my hunting camp's 2 hours away. I was making, and I always made sure I did my nitro when I knew I'd be hunting for a couple of days in a row. I was in the top 200, either 1 or 2 months in a row. And I didn't make hardly anything either. I don't know what's going on. And look, $30 a month on a free passive income project, it's $1 a day. That's more than what you get in some of these other projects that we paid for. You know, I don't really consider Soarchain in that argument, because Soarchain, they swung a bat at your kneecaps on their own. Soarchain was a good paying project, or whatever you want to call it, until they got rid of the driving or parked rewards. And I'll argue all day to anybody who says you're gaming if you're driving when you're parked. You're not gaming when they allowed it. And listen, I'm not saying they have to turn back on rewards when you're parked with Soarchain. All I'm saying is, the other day I drove for 4 hours. I made 40 tokens, and that ain't worth, it was worth like 25, 30 cents or something like that. Driving 4 hours. My point is, you want to take away my parked tokens? That's fine. I understand. I'm not giving you data while I'm parked. Even though I'll argue that demo, you just got to be connected for a couple of minutes once a week. But I digress. But with Soarchain, listen, you don't want to pay me while I'm parked? That's fine. But you're going to have to up the rewards while people are driving, because not everybody's driving 10, 12 hours a day. It's going to end up being like Nadix. I've always said this over and over in every video I've did about Nadix. Nadix only benefits rideshare drivers. If you're a rideshare driver that drives constantly, you're going to benefit from Nadix. You're going to benefit from Soarchain. If you're a across the road driver, OTR driver that drives 18-wheelers and hot shots and stuff like that, you're going to benefit from those 2 or 3 projects. But the average mom and pop or person going back and forth to work like I do, even driving an hour and a half a day in your car, and then when I'm in meetings or I have other stuff going on, I might be driving 3 or 4 hours. Soarchain isn't worth a darn. Nadix isn't worth a darn. And some people argue this whole like, well, that's what the token's worth today, but in 3 or 4 years, that token could be worth, if monkeys could fly out my butt, that project could go under, that token could, you don't know for a fact. That's why we always say it's not financial advice. Nobody knows the future. Nobody saw FTX collapsing. You hope that these projects do great. You never know. I came number 2 for Demo Macaron. Earned over $800 for the number 2 spot. First place. Four and a half years. 619 OTA used to be the number 1 Helium fanboy in Discords. That's how long I've known him. You couldn't say nothing about Helium. He'd want to reach through that screen and hit you over the head with your keyboard. You couldn't talk nothing bad about Helium, the 619 OTA. Look at him. He's still waiting for his Helium devices. The Soarchain need a cell connection. Yes, because it's even worse, because you have to tether it to your phone. In my vehicle, because it's a work vehicle, I have a Wi-Fi in there. It's actually a cradle point, for those who know what cradle points are, because I do so much computer stuff while I'm at towers and stuff like that. I can sit in my air conditioner in my car and do stuff. So I have a cradle point, which is a cell phone SIM card in it, and it's actually got FirstNet and the Verizon card in case I got one bad source or not. I know I digress, but my point is, like, Demo can connect to that, but no, not Demo. Like Nadix and stuff like that can all connect to that. Soarchain has to connect to your phone because that's where the app is, and that's how stupid it is. It can you either have to turn on Wi-Fi tethering, which then if you have Wi-Fi tethering on, you're not connected to the Wi-Fi, whatever you're trying to hit, or Bluetooth. And Bluetooth has been complete wonky for me. So Soarchain does need that. Sala Grows talks about mining ore or coal with a GPU. Hey, listen, I suck so bad at Call of Duty, especially with all those people cheating, and I don't have any cheat codes to use. I need all the GPU my poor Force 4070 Ti can do, and I'm not putting any crypto projects on my computer. However, there have been several people, to be fair, that have mentioned they wanted me to look into ore or coal or whatever mining that they have with computers and stuff like that. Again, I need time, but that is another project that's come up. The WXN has been holding relatively decent times. All right, I do have to agree with that also. For 2 more weather stations that are out there, even though all the reports are here, the 2 new weather stations are falling apart. Each have their own issues. WXM, WeatherXM, for some people who knock it for different reasons, it has kind of held steady. You can't say it hasn't. I think it's always number 3 or 4 on my Monday videos of ranking all our projects and stuff like that. It is normally, number 1 or 2 or 3. Oh, let's see. I mean, it had this dip that's going on right now. Some of my reporters out there, if y'all would figure out what the hell's going on with Bitcoin. It has, I mean, look, a month, it's only down. It went from 34 cents to 30 cents in a month. It's not that bad. I don't count this $2.12 thing that was only there in the beginning, but it's come down like everything else. But I think WeatherXM has did all right. I can't knock it too much. Excuse me. Like I said, I ate 5 minutes before I came on. I rush home, eating in the kitchen while I'm changing. And excuse me. Let's see. So WeatherXM number 4, making $1. This was as of Monday. You're still making $1 a day. You can't knock it. I've talked some smack about it, that when I was putting the whole thing together, the whole thing's falling apart in my hands. And I said that if we get a hurricane, there's no way this thing's holding up together. And I have to give it to, we had a hurricane down here with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and it held it. Now, the only knock against it, it measured 0 rain, and it rained. We had flooding rains. My Davis weather station at home took a lick on it, put a new tally on the side like it's a military device or something, because it's lasted through Hurricane Isaac down here that gave us 85-mile-an-hour winds, Hurricane Ida that gave us 100-plus-mile-an-hour winds, in every tropical system that we've had since 2006 when I've installed it. And it takes a licking. Hurricane Ida, the pole that it was mounted on, the whole pole in the 2x6 in the ground, or 4x6, 4x4 that was in the ground. That whole thing came over in 100-mile-an-hour winds. Davis weather station hit the ground, and it's still up today, measuring perfectly. And that's what you get for buying $1,000 weather station. I gotta say, WeatherXM, it stayed. I've had people tell me different issues about the other new weather stations, and said, how much you want for the third? Yeah, I mean, for $1 a day, like you said, I just showed y'all my deal. It's making Chirp, GeoNet, and Entropy, the only 3 things. Even with Entropy's price reduction, it's still making more. But WeatherXM's right there, Junk Coin, they're all $1 more a day or more. You got to say, because sometimes it's good to be in all these multiple projects. Yeah, we'll see what Silencio does. Grass, I'm just looking at on my sheet. It again, this is just my opinion. It doesn't mean absolutely nothing. I know there's nobody that's going to be watching this video from Grass, but I think Grass is just going. You're watching a price fall, and it had 1 token release in October, and that's the only rewards it's paid out. It's only on Epoch 4, maybe 5. Last time they've had 7 or 8 epochs, which says if they paid out 2, 3, 5 months ago, do we really have another 4 or 5 months left before they pay again? They're gonna have to do something with that. They can't just do rewards every 4 or 5 months with grass. At least that's my opinion, which doesn't mean nothing. They'll probably keep doing it. But hey, again, it's a free project. I'm not running on this supercomputer that I'm using right here, but I'm running it on some old laptops or bit harvest devices along with Honeygain. And I don't know if it makes me another $1,000 at the next airdrop, I'll take it. And of course, I'm staking all that with Bit Harvest. I don't know how much I've made from that. So I wanted to show Demo. So Demo, a new station right now, or a Demo Macron, is making 12 cents a day. So I'm just curious, just kind of like to rub it in. So Demo Macron's $100. So you got to say that 12 cents a day for a level 1, but eventually you make it to level 4. So we'll just split the difference in that and say level, we'll say 15 cents a day. So it only takes you 666 days to ROI on a Demo Macron. Yeah. But this is it. This right here. We're gonna have my party whenever that goes mainnet. I would say all y'all invited, but they got some crazy people in crypto, so I don't even want to joke around about that. 375 AI, I think it's gonna be a good project if they can do what they say they're gonna do. Yep. Oh, what else? I know most of y'all have seen all my codes and stuff like that, but what else? This is my Wingbits and GeoNet code, as if y'all haven't memorized that. I will say I did my video about tokenomics and stuff. I don't know what day of the week we have to be Thursday because it's live. So Tuesday I did my video on the AMA and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was yesterday. I had 6 codes that were used on that. 6 codes, 6 purchases. 6. I went about 2 or 3 weeks without nobody using my code. I'm thinking, okay, well, everybody's finally kind of weaned off of buying these devices, and I got to figure out another way of income and stuff like that. 6. I thought it was a spam email that just got duplicated on accident, but there's 6. And that's just on HiFix. So my point I'm trying to make is, I know some of y'all don't like the fact that they got all these people buying these Wingbits devices, because yes, depending on where they put it at, if they don't do their homework, it could hurt your rewards. I just look at it as the more people that have it, the more talk there is on the streets, if that's the word to use, the more popular that project becomes, and it helps the project overall. We also know with those new tokenomics that if you have a very good station set up, you have that, like I told y'all, if this is your roof line like this, where my camera's at, and this is your antenna, I always talk about above the roof line, you don't want it, posted right here where it's like this. You need it above whatever the peak is. So you need it kind of this high. So whether or not you install it here, or you just put a Roan tower behind your house, you don't have to ask your wife for permission. You just ask for forgiveness after. That's the beauty of a marriage. And then she tells you to go sleep outside underneath the tower. But my point is, GeoNet, I think is going to do very well. I got to put my little funny disclaimer, because somebody will be in a Discord later saying that I'm getting rich off of everybody else's tokens or something like that, even though I've never ever sold tokens. But yep. And we talked about Chirp Chirp KAGE. I'm running the hell out of it. And this weekend, I can't wait for Mardi Gras because there's going to be so many people down there. And I'm going to walk, not through the crowds, because I'm too old for that. I'm going to walk on the outskirts of the crowds and try to scan as much as I can with Chirp KAGE. And I'm going to do a before and after video to show you how many connections I get or whatever like that. And I think that's going to be cool. But if you want to join Chirp KAGE, get 25,000 free data chips to start out with. There you go. I got that code. And the other code I got for you is for 375 AR, which I like because I can actually run that in the background of your phone. I make sure I refresh it once a day. I force close it and open it back up. But 375 Go, if you have a Android phone, no, I'm sorry. Chirp KAGE is if you have an Android phone. 375 AI works on the iPhone because I have it on my iPhone. And that just does hexes while you're driving around. Kind of like Pac-Man. I'm sorry, I probably really aged myself there. Not all y'all youngsters know what Pac-Man is. Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man Jr. The search for more Pac-Mans. Got some tabs open. So I like how they have made it blue, as you can see, where you have scanned that and stuff like that. And I got award for 50,000 hexes. I've never clicked on that before. So that's 375 Go is what they call it. And they seem to be updating this app. So again, if you want to get into that, there's a waiting list, but you can use my code to bypass the waiting list. KAGE, if you have a hotspot open, Wi-Fi won't be counted. Hotspot open, Wi-Fi won't be counted. 619 says, just hand out beads. Yeah, but the problem is I'm working, and in New Orleans downtown, when you hand out beads, you don't know what's going to happen. Hey, that's just the way it is. And some people who don't understand Mardi Gras, if I try to joke around or tell you what that means, somebody might get offended and I get in trouble with YouTube. But women do crazy things for 17-cent plastic beads. That's all I'm going to tell you. I grew up in it. I grew up all my friends going to the French Quarter and Bourbon Street for Mardi Gras. If you've never experienced it, it's not for everybody. I could tell you that right now. And I would definitely never, ever, 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 ever bring a woman to Mardi Gras down Bourbon Street. That's all I'm going to tell you, because people's hands just go crazy. And it's that's just what it is. It is what it is. I showed y'all some videos last time of what Mardi Gras looks like. And I don't know if they even have Thursday. Today is when Bourbon Street will start. How is this at? They got one that's live on YouTube that's coming up. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you can find enough videos on parades, Mardi Gras, people dressed up and all this stuff like that, and they make a day out of it. They on Fat Tuesday, they'll go to the two parades that are in New Orleans on Fat Tuesday and drag your kids out at 5 o'clock in the morning. They get you spot on the neutral ground and rope it off and all that stuff like that. It's definitely crazy. Trying to see what Bourbon Street looked like. But Bourbon Street, normally, if y'all saw any of my videos in the past, it's like, I call it walking through like the wall behind me. That is, you're not walking at all during, this was last year. And this is during the day before it starts getting crazy. My wife's calling. She's on the way home. And it just gets crazy and crazier as the night goes on. I don't know what day of the week this was. This definitely is not a Tuesday night of Mardi Gras. I can tell you that right now. Because, or wherever this camera is. The problem is if you watch this feed long enough, if you can see how some of these women are dressed, and you got women's with the big beads and stuff like that, they probably did some naughty stuff for those beads. That's all I can tell you. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Again, if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, it's a good time, you know, but I wouldn't bring a wife down there or anything like that. This is very light crowds. I don't know if we had rain or something, or we had something last night, but this is. Well, that's some videos from Mardi Gras. You can look those up yourself. Anyway, French Quarter is bourbon. Let me tell you, I used to do a little bit Ubering to help pay for my daughter's years ago her travel ball and stuff like that. Ubering was cool. Lyft, because if you knew you had a big tournament coming this weekend, or she needed $350 bat, you go do Ubering for a night or two, and then you direct deposit the stuff instantly in your account. But I would tell everybody, growing up out there and seeing the stuff, if any of y'all have ever seen Harry Potter, and Harry Potter goes down Diagon Alley, and you know, you look at it one way and all the muggles and people see this a normal street, but the magicians can go through a wall and see all the real stuff, that's Bourbon Street. During the daytime, you can go there and you see like all these shops, and it's got antiques in them, and you know, old antique stuff from when New Orleans was still or just built by the French and previous to that and stuff like that. And then you can walk down that same street at night, and it's like you don't see any of those shops, and it's all bars and craziness, foolishness, and debauchery like this. It's crazy. You can bring kids down Bourbon Street during the daytime, and especially the side streets, Royal Street, Dauphine Street, and some of these other charters and stuff like that. And there's during the day, it's an educational experience, and it's cool. When the sun starts going down, it's time to get the kids inside. And I would see sometimes going out there when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, that you would see these people bringing their kids out at that time of night and realizing this was not a good idea because we stayed out a little bit too long. It's weird. French Quarter in New Orleans is like no other. Hey, there's a reason why WrestleMania is coming back here again so soon. But, you know, my girlfriend wants to go to Mardi Gras. Let's party. Hey, I can tell you some good family places to go for Mardi Gras. I have friends from California that come down or want to come down. And Jefferson Parish, that's right next to us, has what they call a family gras. And the sheriff's office out there keeps it very family oriented. So the first time some girl does this for beads, she's now changing clothes in the jail and having an overnight stay because they don't tolerate it. Now you go to New Orleans downtown for a parade, and by next to the French Quarter, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to see. And the problem is when you get crowds like this that walk through there, some guys take it upon themselves to grab things and stuff like that. And if the police see it, they'll snatch them. But when there's so many people like this, the police can't catch it all. And it's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy time. The secondhand smoke from weed is hopefully when you get back, you don't have to get drug tested. You know, that kind of craziness like that. Yeah. 619 says Uber Lyft 5 years old, 100 pukers. I'm gonna tell you, it took one puker for me to be done. Jazz Fest weekend, if you're familiar with Jazz Fest in New Orleans, Jazz Fest was paying in my pocket. I don't have no idea what the people paid, but to go from Jazz Fest, because the traffic was so bad and how crazy it was, to the hotels downtown, it was $75 in my pocket every ride. when it gets to like these parades and Mardi Gras, it's $60, $70 in your pocket, plus whatever they tip. Some don't tip at all, some do. But what happens is some weekends, it's a little bit slower. You're not getting paid all that. But you also learn that the later it goes on, they would have these booth sections where they need certain drivers. But the later you stayed out to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, there was less drivers because they were the smart ones. And you got paid even more. Well, I stayed out to 4 a.m. bringing some girls home from some bar. And one of them couldn't handle the alcohol and puked in my wife's brand new Infiniti SUV. And my Uber days were over with. So, and then I did my taxes. Oh, I got hosed on taxes. Y'all thought crypto taxes was bad. But Mobile's a good family. Man, Mobile got fake Mardi Gras, man. Don't be telling people that. Next thing you know, you're going to be telling me they got king cake and gumbo. Come on. No, I have been told that Mobile has good Mardi Gras. There's some Cajun back road Creole place in mid South Louisiana, like Lafayette, if anybody knows that area, other side of the state, and they do this chicken racing thing or something like that as a Mardi Gras tradition. And even in New Orleans, they have Mardi Gras Indians, where it's these Indians that they do these big elaborate headsets that all they do all year is just build these elaborate type headdresses and stuff like that, and they come out on Mardi Gras, and they're called the Mardi Gras Indians, and they got a lot of history and that kind of stuff that people go crazy. And you would see them walking down the streets and stuff like that. It's I don't know the whole history behind it, but this is a big New Orleans tradition also. You can catch all that. It's crazy. Did I not do the tax? Oh, I did the tax mileage. It was so bad, but I even got help doing it with somebody else who was a more experienced person, and they don't take taxes out while you're doing it. So if you do a lot of it, it's all income, no tax. But you got to remember, I also have a side business, and all that is income in my pocket, not taxed. And I work a lot of overtime, and you can only tax write off so much, man. Look, I got audited 20 years ago after everybody down here. 90% of the people that lived in South Louisiana who got affected by Hurricane Katrina got audited after. And these tax preparers, even though you told them, I don't want you to do any expenses for hurricane damage, my insurance company took care of it. You're doing this tax back then, 40-page thing. They would still put, oh, don't worry about it. They can't audit everybody. Oh, yeah? They said, hold my beer, watch this. And once you get audited one time, and I had to pay a small fine. It wasn't bad. $1,000, $2,000. But once you get audited one time, you get that big envelope from the IRS. I ain't doing that no more, brother. There ain't no way. I tell my taxpayer now, look, I don't need, my wife says, all my friends get $3,000 and $4,000 back. Oh, go live with them. I tell my tax preparer, I want zero back, because I know I have all this side business. I know I have all this income. Now I got all this crypto stuff. I haven't decided if I'm even going to try to claim this YouTube stuff yet. I'm not going to, I just want to break even. I'm not trying to get all this crazy money back. I'm not trying to do stupid, crazy write-offs or anything like that. Just, I pay my taxes. Yeah, man. Trust me. I know people that got hosed during Hurricane Katrina. You think of all the stuff that we had to go through Hurricane Katrina. My parents lost the house I grew up in, had 8 feet of water in it. They lost everything in it. My baby pictures, my sister's baby pictures, like all their stuff. They were married for all them years, and here they are now. They go get audited. And my parents are about as conservative tax people as you. Like, they don't. If they got to pay, they pay. They don't even try to push anything, and they still got audited because everybody down here was getting audited. And I'm not. I take extra taxes out of my regular paycheck to pay for some of this other stuff, and so I know I'm paying my taxes, and I just want to break even. That's it. I know people that are like, I got $10,000 back. And I'm like, look, brother, stay over there. There's a big red flag over your head right now. Let's stay over there. So, well, guys, it has been a little over an hour. I appreciate everybody who's come in. I know we didn't really talk about too much other crypto stuff. Did anybody ever find out why Bitcoin is crashing so bad? I'm just curious. You know, I keep hearing people talk about 78.5. You know, it hit 81,000. It came back up. Hey, payday's tomorrow for me. So, Solana, $130. I will be purchasing some Peak for sure. That is for darn sure. What's about HNT? HN3, 310. Atom, 442. Nadix. Crow. Tell you, those who have Crow cards, if you don't have a Crow card, you're missing out. Not financial advice. I don't gotta say that, but tell everybody, I got a Crow card 2-3 years ago when Crow was at $1. And you had to put $4,000 down to get the dark purple card. So I had 4,500 Crow. I have never purchased another Crow token since that point. And right now, I don't want to lie to y'all. I use that Crow card on everything. When I pay bills tomorrow, I'll take all that money. I figured out what all my bills are. I then direct deposit that money from my bank account into my Crow card, and I pay all my bills on Crow. If I go out to eat, I hurry up and move my money to my Crow card. And so I now have, let me see, 28,000 Crow tokens from 4,500. So this gets back to $1. You pay off my daughter's car that she just took from my wife and paid at least one thing off. But yeah, I don't think that's that bad. And then what the good thing about Crow dropping is with Crow dropping, that's more, you get the percentage. So let's see what else we got. Lunk, I don't know what Lunk's been doing. You know, I own 15 million Lunk or something like that. And I got them all staked. What else you want to look at? AVAX. AVAX is another good, not financial advice. Another good buy. It was up to what, $50 or $60 at one point. $55 not too long ago. Vet, I can tell you right now, I'm loading up on Vet. Y'all know that every time. You know, Vet was 20-something cents a while back. It almost was like at 10 cents a while back. 7, 8 cents. Shit, that's a 3.5, 4x right there. I got a lot of options to DCA in, and more options than I have cash for. And y'all know I'm trying to get back in the Bitcoin game a little bit, just to have a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just part of the cycle. I think it's a little more than that, but I don't want to argue with people because I watch all these videos about what it probably is, what it is, because it's also affecting stocks and it's tariffs. And you got the people who are just so in butt love with Trump saying it can't be the tariffs. Trump said the tariffs are good for us, so they must be good for us. Well, you know, if Trump said it can't be wrong. And then you have Wendy O come out and say, people think it's Trump, but it ain't Trump. It's because of this and this. And you're like, queen of freaking clickbait, I tell you. Just like she came out, the queen of clickbait came out with a video today that says, America's banning meme tokens. A meme token ban goes through. And you know by now, it's BS. And guess what? I know y'all gonna find this hard to believe, but it was BS. That's what it was. Meme coin ban. Like, how could you even responsibly put out a video like this that says meme coin ban coming soon? It was nothing. California is trying to push a meme coin ban. Like, how can you responsibly do a video like this? She is the queen of clickbaits. There's a reason why her subscribers are going down and not up. And she'll come out one day and say how XRP is a bad thing, and then when all the XRP army attacks her, 2 days later she's gonna put a video out saying XRP is the new latest greatest thing. This new news is out. It's gonna be so great, and yeah. California is trying to ban meme coins because people can't be responsible. They're saying you're not responsible. You bought Hawk Tua token with your grandma's life savings, and when it crashed, you don't know how to make good decisions. So therefore, we're going to protect you. When the government comes and protects you, you know what normally happens. They do sweeping, stupid stuff like this. All meme coins are banned. Well, Doge is a meme token, and Bonk and Whiff and all these other ones that people made some very good stuff on. Those are meme tokens. So should those be banned too? But anytime the government wants to come do sweeping regulation like this because people all cried and want Hawk Tua girl, you bought a token called Hawk Tua from a girl who made fun of blowjobs. That's her claim to fame, and it crashed. And I still will. I hate to say the word defender. I still say she's too stupid to do the rug pull. She fell into the same trap several other celebrities did, where people talk her into doing a freaking meme token and promise them that it's going to go out this way, and then they screw them over. And now people want to challenge her when what they're finding out is she didn't get nothing out of it because her tokens are locked for a year. She was the only person who had tokens locked. The people who were able to pre-buy were able to sell them at, you know, I don't even want to talk about that. But my point is the government shouldn't be coming in and saying what we can and can't buy to protect ourselves. You know, whatever. Ban meme tokens. I don't know how to pronounce it. Asala. I know he's into some of the meme tokens. We talked a bunch about that in the past and stuff like that. I know he don't want to hear. Somebody go text Asala on Discord and tell him, hey brother, you heard that meme tokens are getting banned. Ban meme tokens. It's stupid. Let me see. I don't see them down. You know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has a great Mardi Gras. If y'all not a member of my other YouTube channel, The Grumpy Dad Outdoors, what I did last year is I do ride for work. I do ride in the parade we have on Saturday, which is a smaller little neighborhood kind of parade. And I ride through that one with all my work, with my work truck and stuff like that. And I normally live stream that one. I have to remember I'm live streaming sometimes when my phone rings or, you know, I have a conversation with somebody. But anyway, so I might live stream if y'all want to see what the little neighborhood parade looks like. That's Saturday at noon, I believe. Noon, that's Central Time. So on my other channel, I will probably live stream that, especially if I can figure out how to turn the volume down. Sunday is a big parade where I work at in that area. We call it in our parish. We have parish in Louisiana, not counties. And that one I'm at a command post. I don't ride in that one, but for sure that one's going to be 3 or 4 hour long. That's a very big parade. It's got about 30 floats in it. And I'll try to take some video and different things like that for y'all. But actually, it's live streamed on YouTube. I'm wondering if I can regurgitate that. It'll use OBS right here to live stream that also. I don't know. That might be a cool thing to try out. We'll see. Yep. And then Monday and Tuesday, well, Saturday and Sunday nights, I'll be in New Orleans doing the stuff I was doing for the Super Bowl. For those who know what I was doing during the Super Bowl, I want to give that kind of stuff away because I don't know if I can really talk too much about it. But Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll probably be in the French Quarter, New Orleans area for Mardi Gras, doing that stuff that we were doing for the Super Bowl, which was actually pretty cool to be on that side of that project. Who Farted's late, but he's going to say hello. Hey, Who Farted? He got confused between Central and Mountain Time, but I knew he'd be around. 619 said I did memes for a bit. Let me tell you, memes or trading with leverage are the two things that I had some fun with, made me cocky, and I lost my rear end on. I ain't gonna sit in a lot of y'all and act tough like I know what I'm talking about. I would sit here in front of the computer with 3 or 4 or 5 monitors with a bigger TV, and I'm looking at all this stuff and using what's his name's software and all this stuff like that. I even paid for it and doing all this crazy software stuff and watching Frankie Candles and crypto face stuff like that. And I'm doing these leverage trades, and then I get 3 or 4 good trades in a row, and then I kind of get out of them, and I get some good profit. Man, I know what I'm doing. It just takes one. It takes one that you forget to put a stop loss on, and you get smoked. And same thing with meme tokens. I would sit right here and I'm watching all these different things with Pump Fun or with on Bird Eye or just different things like that, Deck Screener, and Radium and all these stuff like that. And I'm picking these meme tokens, and you get into some, especially early in the morning, you get into some that you get in just on time, and you just all of a sudden do this. And then it takes one. Then you take all that profit, you put it on the next one, and then you make it, and you do it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing this instead of walking away from the table. That's why I can't play roulette. I'm damn good at my roulette. I know how to pick certain numbers, and I'm almost guaranteed to win. But what happens is they switch dealers on me, and my wife's like, "Come on, they switch dealers. I got this. And then I'm the one that leaves the dealer like this. And it's the same thing with meme tokens. I'll hit, and then it takes one to all of a sudden you see that red line go through the desk like that meme. That's all it takes. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. And 2 or 3 months later, I get that itch again. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it. We had fun, even though we really didn't talk about much. But hey, we talked about Mardi Gras, king cakes, and the queen of clickbait. And who farted? I gave away everybody that was watching. I gave away everybody a certain prize. But since you were late, you missed out, brother. I mess with who farted because he is consistently normally here first, and he is normally here every single Thursday live. So again, I appreciate it. And we'll be back next Thursday. The only thing I don't know about is Monday, my normal, I know it gets a good amount of views. My Monday video that I go over all my projects and stuff like that with me working in the French Quarter in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I can't promise I'm going to get that done. Tuesday, I might have to film it Tuesday during the day if I have time before I go back to work. I don't know. So that will be the first Monday update video that I've missed as far as I can remember. Because I even did it when I was at a convention in August in Florida. I even did a video for that. So it was cool. Too far, I mean, it's cool, and I'm just messing with you. So y'all got anything? I'm gonna tell y'all, if anybody wants to contact me, I'll leave my email, and it's not gonna probably be in this one yet, but in my videos, I'll leave my email into the description. It says to contact me, and here's the email. And I got these, I'm guessing it's a bot in one of my YouTubes, like, we need your email. And I say, it's in the description below. I can't find it. Can you tell me your email? And I've always been told, don't put your email into the comment section of these videos because you'll get spammed even harder. And I'm like, look, it's in the description below. If you can't find it, I'm just going to miss out on whatever you're doing. Y'all can contact me on Discord, or, a lot of y'all know how to contact me. So real quick, I wanted to bring this up. I know some of y'all asked. On Wingbits, I am playing with a Air Spy right now. For those who know about the Air Spy Mini, I've heard, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've heard mixed feelings about it, mixed reviews on it, and as of right now, Grumpy's got mixed reviews on it. There will be people who say, and I mean, I've seen it from their screenshots and what they've told me. I know that there are people who went and got almost 1,000 more or 1,000+ messages, got better mileage. This thing just, it's it is like where we might be driving normal pickup trucks. This is the 18-wheeler, or you want to say like this is the Lambo to your Honda Accord. The green SDR would be the Honda Accord, where this might be the Lambo. That's what this thing is. This thing's like $99. But then not only that, there's no filters on this. There's no SDR on it. I mean, no LNA, no amp. So you also have to buy an LNA and a filter, which I got one of Lothar's black cavity filters. I'm not going to sit and tell you all that. And it's not plug and play either. You have 3 or 4 different scripts you have to run. And, you know, either you put the gain in auto or whatever. You lose your strong signal on the graphs. It changes your graphs up a little bit. But as of right now, it is giving me about 20 or 30 more aircraft, about 200 more messages. My mileage varies. This is all my friend's 400-foot tower. I can tell you that just trying to find it. I'm getting I've at night, it seems with some less messages, I'm getting 420, 430 miles. So I think the curvature of the earth is kind of messing with me at some point. I just want to show y'all my tar screen. That's what I'm you know, I can't do 2 things at one time. So yeah, I kind of want to show you my tar screen just so you can kind of see what it looks like, what my blue ring looks like and all that. So I am looking at that. So I know they had some people who are asking about it. Again, I did it for this one tower because this one tower is getting some exceptional coverage, being 400 feet up. And here we go. So y'all can see where the blue line is. So you can kind of see where Jay Styles wants to know about Bit Harvest. I have to contact them because my other station that is down here in Grand Isle that gets, I've been always bragging about, that gets coverage down here. If I decide to get another one, that would be the second one. And let me back that up. My Baton Rouge station is my second best right now. It covers all the way up here to Dallas and Houston. And that would be my second one, and that runs Bit Harvest. So I'll have to find out. I know there's been people from Bit Harvest that are running this, but you can see that I am past Gainesville right here and Ocala. So y'all bear with me. I know this is going long, but if you come down here, $505 miles away. So it's like, I don't know, you know, I can tell you I was not getting this kind of mileage before, but like right now, I'm not getting mileage. I mean, I'm not getting, so is this just 1 or 2 airplanes that I happen to be getting? I mean, you can see this is consistently getting me 250 miles. I have my distance right here first. So right now I'm getting 280 miles. My messages right now at 922. I don't know. I listen, this thing, you know, I think a regular SDR, green SDR is like $35, $40, a blue one's $40, $45. With this thing right here, you need the SDR AirSpire Mini is $99. You need an LNA. I bought one off Amazon and no elect. Some people say you can use the one off of Alley. I don't trust anything on Alley, but I know y'all going to say some of it's great. That's fine. And so you need a filter. So you need a filter LNA. You're looking at $150 right there when you can get another one for $30, $40. I just don't know if it's $150 worth it or whatever the difference is. If it's $100 difference, $110 difference, if it's worth that. I don't know. Again, talking to several people that have these, I've had people tell me in private that, hey, you double my messages. And I've had people who kind of had the same results for me where like, yes, did it improve it? Yes. Is it worth $150? Not really. I don't know. You know, the big thing we probably need to check for is what are the Wingbits rewards? I wanted it to run a full day so far. I'm logging into that right now. We can look at it together. So you can see I've had a little bit of a bump, but you know, 204. The other day I was getting 185, 167. So that's 40 more than that. But that also goes to show you that this does not correlate exactly with, more messages. I've had where Bit Harvest, I have a Bit Harvest device that gets more messages than this thing does. But Bit Harvest is opening that pipe and they try to explain it to me how and stuff like that. But the issue is that you're not seeing a correlation to rewards for that, if that makes sense. I guess you can allow more messages, but this is my coverage. And my Baton Rouge station changed overnight. So now, yesterday I was hitting Dallas. Now I'm missing Dallas. Not that I really get hardly anything for it, but and that's getting 150. But I'm gonna tell you now, right now, when I put this Grand Isle station up right here, this Grand Isle station killed a lot of my other rewards. And then why is one day all of a sudden so low? Like, what sense does that make? It's 231. So when this one went back online, before I was at my buddy's camp and laying down fishing camp, when I put this thing back online, it sucked my rewards out from my other one. My other one, you can't go back more than 7 days on this one. I know I'm boring the hell out of y'all, but this is stuff like I'll sit here for hours digging through this kind of stuff, and my wife wants to know why am I so late coming from work, because I just sit here and just dig and dig and dig and try to analyze this type of stuff, and it's just crazy. This is my Texas host, and some days this thing's going through half of the Gulf, and he hasn't moved anything. Nobody built the house in front of him, but it's giving me 80 something tokens. Nobody reminded me to check Wyoming. Where's that place my buddy wants me to send a miner to? Chug Water. I don't even see Chug Water. Yeah, right here. Chug Water's still open. I burnt up one of my devices myself, and I'm trying to decide if I'm sending it a new one using that license to Chug Water. And the whole host thing, with a host, people just like they decide like, oh, yeah, we'll fix it when we get a chance. We're doing the best we can, and I don't know. The host thing just isn't really working out for me. I don't know. Scripts to get to work. Yeah, I don't know how high the airplane was. 619. You might have said, I missed a lot of the chat. The missed a lot of script to work. They got 4 scripts that you have to do. There's a and they're very easy. Somebody sent them to me. I can forward them to you. again, I don't want to talk too much about it just because I'm not in awe. But hey, I guess if I keep those kind of rewards up, getting 40 more rewards a day, you know. Another thing that's going on in my area is, a lot of my devices down here were grandfathered. Without trying to make this video way too long, but for those who have been here with Wingbits for a while, before we had these hexes like this, you could put 3 stations in a hex, and all you did was you paid for each hex that you wanted to cover. And I sat here and bought a good amount of hexes. I bought like 16 or 17 of them. Don't quote me on that. Maybe more than that. But anyway, when you pay for the hexes, they didn't care if you had 3 devices inside a little hex, because those didn't exist. So now my issue is, I have me and, say, a friend station and another friend station all inside of one hex. But, where my station might be making 60 tokens a day here, their station was making 3 or 4. Wingbit still doesn't know how they're going to handle this whole grandfather thing, because the geosigners are telling us that what's been is, of course, my buddy that has the worst performing station, who's getting like 1 wing a day, he plugs his geosigner in, he gets that hex, because when you plug a geosigner in, it kind of switches it to a new system. So me and the other buddies kept saying, "You're in the wrong hex, idiot. You can't be in this hex. This hex is already owned by somebody," whatever. So my idea has been convincing my buddy to just unplug his. He has to move it first, then unplug it to free up the hex. And then if he's making literally 2 to 3 wings a day, I got his Solana address. I'm going to give him, I figure out whatever the percentage is, 10% of my tokens, 8% of my tokens. And he just shuts it down. And technically my rewards are going to go up, because his 2 or 3 tokens, I'm not getting split barely any. I don't know. But that's what we've been working on too, is trying to get my friends to just, hey, let me pay you 5% of my tokens and take your device offline. And then I don't have to worry about who owns what hex and who got what hex first. I know that's not for everybody. Some people are going to say, screw it, because Wingbits put us in this predicament when they grandfather these stations in. I kind of just want it to go away, and I just don't want to have to worry about how that's going to be handled. I just want the stations offline. And again, I don't mind paying my friends 5% of my earnings, because I kind of talked them into this project. So just to get them offline, and that's just the way I'm doing it. Roll back to paid hexes. I disagree, but that's me. I think paid hexes was going to be, because the problem with paid hexes was for, if I went and see like how this station has, to figure out the math on $20 per each one of these hexes. And if I went down here and bought all these hexes, nobody else could get reward. Well, the way it was set up was that you just wouldn't get max rewards. I bought those hexes first, and once I bought those hexes, you couldn't buy those hexes no more. And I guess that really limited the amount of people that could buy hexes. When you were early, it was great. But could you imagine now coming to paid hexes and you can't buy a hex around you? Think about it. If you were around here somewhere, there wouldn't be a hex available to, if you were around here, all these blues are operating devices. You wouldn't be able to buy any hexes. Somebody's got some stations offline. So I think what they were trying to do, they were trying different ideas to make sure helium didn't happen again. And, here in New Orleans, it was great that I had I'll never forget, I said this in my video, it was great to put a station up, 2020, 2021, whatever it was. And then you see like another station go online. You're like, ooh, my rewards are going to go up. And we were making 25, 30 H&T a day. Again, $5,000. I keep saying it because I'm only claiming the fame, like as if I knew what I was doing. $5,000 in 17 days. And then all of a sudden, somebody jumped in your hex, and you're like, okay, I'm going to find who this is, and we're about to have a serious talk in a dark alley somewhere. And then next thing you know, there's non-devices in your hex, and there's non-devices in the hex next to you. And then it was even more than that. And then that's when it got complete. And everybody knows the whole story of Helium. I don't have to keep going over all that. I think they were trying to avoid that by saying, hey, if you bought this hex, and even with this, I mean, that's why they're doing this, is to try to somewhat block it. You know, even though this goes against everything that I have did down here, you kind of almost wish these hexes would have been maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know what a Res 5 would have been, but yes, you know, and not all these are mine either. I have no idea who this idiot is who's trying to step on my toes, or this idiot is who's trying to help step on my toes, or this idiot is trying to step on my toes. But when I got a station performing like this, you're not stepping on my toes. That's my cocky thing of the day. But my thing is, maybe these, you know, y'all can tell me if y'all agree, 619, if y'all, you know, agree or not. But maybe because these hexes are so big, like, I don't know who this one is, but he's getting 60. What is it? Like this. Like, why does this? Oh, y'all can't see it. I'm clicking on stuff and y'all can't even see it. I don't understand why. Why is this dropping? What makes this drop from 80 to? Nobody touched this thing. My point is, though, there's so many hexes being split. Maybe this should have been a Res 5 instead of a Res 6. You know, the smaller the Res number, the bigger the hex. Again, that would have pushed out a couple of my stations, but so be it. You know, my two Baton Rouge stations that are on two different buildings. It's weird that these two have two different coverages, but this one right here covers the Baton Rouge International Airport that has major airlines flying through it. This one captures a mall in the interstates, and that kind of stuff like that. It doesn't. This one doesn't catch the airline and stuff, but this one catches some river helicopters and stuff like that, where this one on this building doesn't. So I don't know. I contradict myself all the time in life. Yes, I think the ownership, and I think some of y'all would agree. MP Helium, all these guys, Fire has whatever his name is, you know, he's always complaining about people encroaching on him, stuff like that. When you look at this, maybe the ownership reses might have been should have been a little bit bigger, because you have all these. But again, you have people who are trying to come in this project now saying, you know, my hex is sold and all the hexes around me is sold. Look, I know it's a bad thing to say, we don't want you in this project, but we don't want you in this project if it's that packed already. And that wouldn't affect me, but you know, it's a hard balance to sit and try to tell people, you know, especially when I did that video, go look at this, and if all these are around you, you know, go join Silencio, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just rambling on because I'm tired. All right, so I'm gonna let that Air Spy Mini run for a little bit longer. Again, I'm gonna do a video on it just because I'm running out of ideas to do videos and stuff like that on. I do have another new project. I got somebody who keeps asking me about. Maybe some of y'all might know about it. It is called Sourceful Labs. I know they had a AMA or a mixer space or something like that the other day. I know that it's a pretty legit project. Don't be wrong. I know it's got something to do with solar panels. It's got a little bit to do with battery backups, off-grid setups, and then, you know, monitoring that kind of stuff. I don't know the full details on it. I've been asked to kind of look into that by some people who I really respect in the crypto space, who ask me, hey man, go look at this, see if you can do a video on it to tell everybody about it. And I know Professor Lambo, who is a cool dude from Entropy, or Entropy as I call it. He's also asked me about it too. So, you know, when I get a couple people looking at it, I like doing videos on stuff that I'm in. I just believe it's fair to y'all. With me not living off grid, it's kind of hard to do video on Sourceful when I'm not that familiar, and I can't do it myself because I don't have an off grid setup. But I hear it's supposed to be pretty legit from several people I've spoke to. So that's another one I have on my list that I have to start looking at. I am, like I said, starting to mess with a little bit of off-grid stuff with some cameras and stuff, with some LiFePO batteries and solar panels and stuff. Maybe I'll integrate it with that, see what happens, and see what it is. Do a little test. But Sourceful is another project that I am looking into. They are on Discord. Sourceful Energy. 142 gateways online, 176 DERs online. Important links. Sourceful.energy is their website. What track your energy production, earn rewards, make every kilowatt count. But I know some people talk about Pi-Fi and some of these other projects that monitor how much energy you're using. I bought a smart plug for one of my devices that has bit harvest on it. I was told to go buy this certain plug, and then end up buying the wrong one to do Pi-Fi on it, stuff like that. But I don't know. Still think a water quality miner would be interesting. But I can go dump us a water quality miner in the Mississippi River and watch it blow up. But so yeah, Source was another one I've been asked to look at. I haven't really had time to dig into it. They seem pretty legit. I've been in their Discord for a while. Good team. I always kind of look at how Discords are ran, how much chaos and stupidity go into it, i.e. like grass. That's gets chaos at its finest and craziest. And then you got really, really professional ones where like Wingbits, that it's about as clean can get, where you can wipe a cloth on it with white gloves and there's not a speck of dust. We were joking around about something the other day and not even close to talking about tokenomics or pricing. And then all of a sudden we get told something about we're kind of tiptoeing on the line about value of token. I'm like, okay. And then some goofball was in there talking ill about the project because the devices ain't been sent out yet, and they were promised them in January and stuff, and all kinds of negative stuff. So, me, I'm defending them. And I got told something to calm down, that let the team defend it, and they're running a straight Discord. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I of all people should know that, but I can't stand people that come into a Discord and spread FUD, false, and lies. They're trolls. I can't stand it. But who knows? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I got stuff to go do also. Sidewinder says he just built a small solar setup. Yeah, I want to do one for some work stuff. It's just I got a 24 volt actually LiFePO battery too, because one of the cameras I use. The problem is we have hurricanes that come. I have a camera that watches the lake, because when the certain big area in our parish floods, it comes from Lake Pontchartrain through this kind of pass we got, and then it backs up and it backs into people's houses, a lot of people's houses. Like flooding so bad that Obama came after Hurricane Isaac, and not that Biden knew what state he was even in, but he even came after Hurricane Ida. That was a joke. I could tell y'all some stories off the record about that. That was back in 2021. We knew how bad that whole thing was. Whatever you think it was that bad. But anyway, that shows you how far off course I can get of telling the story. The certain area floods, we have a camera that watches it, but of course power goes out during a hurricane. So my idea is I want to do battery backup. I want it to work off shore power 99% of the time, but when a hurricane comes, I need it to stay online for at the very least 6 to 8, 12 hours after, because when you have the storm surge come in, of course, that's right after the power goes out, and we have no idea this water's coming in. This is always the first place that the water goes up 5-6 feet, eventually high enough to get into people's houses. If y'all ever saw the video, there's a cool video on YouTube somewhere that somebody put their own little personal camera up, little GoPro or something, tied it to a camp out there with a piling 6 feet off the ground. And during a hurricane, you see the lake punch train come in. And next thing you know, water's this high. Great commercial for them. But I want to do a solar, some type of battery, LiFePro battery, where that battery stays charged constantly. Every day, you can stay plugged into the charger or solar panel or whatever it needs to do. And in the one time a year when power goes out, it switches the battery. And then once power comes back on, it switches back. You'd be surprised how hard it is to put that in a box, because I've been working on that since hurricane season and I still haven't solved it yet. I've bought all kinds of different things to try it out. So Bitcoin hit 79,000. I want to know why. I want to know what's going on today, right now, that Bitcoin is dropping to that. And what is VET at and what is Solana at? Because Grumpy's paycheck should be coming through very soon, because I get direct deposit through my credit unit, and that comes in a little bit sooner than my regular bank. So I want to know, Solana's at $128. What's peak at? 14 cents. Man, we don't need no groceries for 2 weeks. I need more crypto. I need the, I got all these alarms that are set for all this crypto, and they all just been hitting and triggering nonstop. I don't even know why I'm setting them anymore. So it's this is the 15-minute chart, the 1 hour chart. Whiff's at 57 cents. Boy, I ain't been paying attention. That was at $3 or something. That was my best call. That was my best meme coin ever called. 2 days before Christmas, I called that meme coin at like 16 cents, 13 cents, 15 cents. And it went up to $3 or $4. We all made some money on that. Let me see what else. AVAX, $20. HNT. HNT's gonna be back in the twos soon. Crow, 7 cents. VET, 0.026. Grass, Peak, 14. Nadix. Woo, man. Payday fell in a good time with some overtime, that's for sure. But we'll see. Running out of liquid, the DCA. Hey, listen, Jay Styles, I'll listen. It's easy for me to tell everybody the dips in buy and the dips in fear and greed index is down to negative something or whatever. It's easy for me to say all that, but I 10,000% agree with you. My buddies keep saying that same thing. They got memes out there to say the same thing. I bought the last 3 times it dipped. Again, I don't have the extra stuff on the side anymore. At one time, I had extra USDT on the side, or some BS junk tokens that I didn't care about. The last bull cycle, I found I didn't make that much money because I was spread out between 30 and 40 tokens. Every time some YouTuber back then talked about this was the next latest and greatest token, I bought some. I was mining Ethereum and mining all Litecoin and mining this stuff, and I would take a little bit of that and move it into that. And I was so spread out. So what I started doing was consolidating some of those tokens into the boomer tokens like we talked about. So I kind of got rid of some of those and have 10 or 12 mainstay tokens. I can't do that no more. I got my son graduating. I had to go get my wife a car today, a little economy car. It ain't no Lambo for sure. If y'all knew what she was driving 4 or 5 years ago, I had to get rid of my truck to give my son a small truck. My daughter has my wife's older car. I had to go buy my wife a little Kia today. I don't have all this chatter, but the problem is this is when you make your money in crypto. Not talking about the projects, but again, my money is also tied up into a lot of projects. When you have 14 Wingbits stations, that was 14 SDRs. I bought even more SDRs than that. That's 14 antennas, 14 Lupitatas, or some of those are heliums I swapped over. You bought demo that still hasn't ROI'd in 14 months. I got a lot of money tied up in that. And I'm scared to one day put on my little sheet how much I have tied up into all that stuff. But when you have a fear and greed index that is at these kind of levels, you know, the textbook of crypto says this is when you're supposed to be buying, when there's blood in the streets. And brother, there is blood in the streets. But watching my video earlier from Tyler today, I keep telling you about Tyler. He's a funny dude. He has a lot of innuendo jokes. I love him. I look forward to his videos every day. I watch him at lunchtime when I'm eating. Put my little headphones in when I'm eating at my little sandwich shop or whatever I'm eating at. But like he said, if you separate this, Bitcoin is not doing, I can say he's doing great, but Bitcoin is not doing overall that bad when you look at like the daily chart. I mean, it had this big bump right here, but you had, well, that's not Bitcoin, that's why. Okay. So when you look at where you were back here, 50, 60, 70,000, it does look kind of bad now. When he did this video earlier, it wasn't as bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been kind of up where alts have never come back up, really. I don't know. Y'all don't come to me for TA, but I am running out of liquid also. I'm lucky payday's tomorrow. I'm going to DCA definitely into some Bitcoin, definitely into some VET, definitely into Solana. But there's a part of me that says, if this is going to keep dropping, do I hold off on another day? I'm trying to find, I want to know why is crypto dropping so hard right now? Pi Network. Anybody know why Bitcoin's dropping? GeoNet secures $8 million to expand robotics. Oh, Chirp's got scheduled maintenance. GeoNet Pulse. Justin Bieber's backwoods moment reactions. NOAA layoffs impacting weather service. Yeah, that's great. That's all we need. Lay off NOAA. SEC dismisses Coinbase lawsuit permanently. Man, that should be bullish news. There's AO right here. I don't see anything crazy that says why Bitcoin is miners eat first entropy. Oh, there's some helium hotspots. Mobile. Entropy. Oh, I need to get me some of these. I'm hearing all kinds of people having problems with Kudus ring. I don't need a Kudus ring to tell me that I'm fat, not a shape. I don't know. I don't see nothing outstanding that's telling me why Bitcoin's crashing and dropping. This is in China economy since tariffs tentative in 2 weeks. Yeah. You know, I watched somebody a little while ago before this live started told me tariffs ain't causing this today because tariffs are already basically baked in. They've been talking about tariffs going on for a while. We saw it crash the other day when he came out 2 days ago and said tariffs were definitely coming. They dropped again. I can't say it's being, you're not getting that drastic drop like that from tariffs. I don't know. But again, y'all don't come to me for TA type stuff. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, husbands and wives and girlfriends and side pieces and everything like that. Spoogies on the side. I hope everybody has a good evening. It was fun. I enjoy doing these lives, even though, I only get about 20 people who watch, but I get 200 people that watch it later. So one day I got to learn how to edit it to be able to put it onto the video side like I used to be able to do. For some reason, YouTube changed the setting and it's harder now. And then when I try to fix it or try to edit it and make it a tad shorter, it ends up only making it 3 minutes long and it screws it up. If any of those who tried watching my live last week. But thank y'all. Look, I'll see y'all later. Again, I'll do some lives from Mardi Gras, Grumpy Dad Outdoors, which is my other YouTube channel. If y'all look in my other videos, there's a link for the Grumpy Dad Outdoors in case y'all are bored Saturday during the day, my time. Sunday during the day, my time out, or when I'm in the French Quarter or working Monday, Tuesday, if I can, I might throw some lives and some videos up for y'all to see the mass chaos. Thank y'all for watching. Happy Mardi Gras. See y'all on the next video.